Oops. Okay, so we'll now start the orientation. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, can you see the screen? Okay. If ever that we will be encountering technical glitches, like for example, yung screen ko mawala or yung boses ko mawala, for example, please inform me so that I can recheck the system. Of course, the subject is Ed 126 / Ed 126.1. This is the old curriculum, no, educational technology B. No? Some of the curricula, they labeled it as educational technology B, no? Or educational technology 2, which is the second part of the EdTech, which is your Ed 125 or Ed 125.1. Okay. So by the way, that is my full name and then my other information. Really, I really wanted to include my full name because I don't want it that in the future, if meron man tayong encounter na by the time you will be writing my name, parang ma-misspell din niyo siya. Okay? The pronunciation of my surname is Sikete. That is not Sikwete, ha? That is Sikete. And some of the um, profiles I have, no? Of course, my Facebook, my Instagram, my email. The most important part, no, my email. Of course, that's my full name, the shorter one, and then of course you can call me Sir Fred. I know that you need me. Okay. So for this class, we'll be utilizing Google Classroom for the rest of the semester. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we cannot have the face to face, no, and then we cannot use the edtech room na nasa old building for you to do things. So ang mangyayari dito, you will be doing things on your own. Parang magiging ganito yung setup, no? That is why your cooperation, your what you call this, your cooperation, your initiatives are very important for this time and at the same time for this subject, no? Because ang edtech kasi, edtech B is somewhat, I don't know, but I considered it somewhat heavy. It is because ano siya, output based gid kayo ang EdTech 2, no? So you may download the app in your mobile phones. You can also have it, you know, if you don't have any laptops, for example. But if you can use laptops, that's better. Okay. So all materials like the lecture handouts, the pre-recorded lecture videos, because at some point I will be doing pre-recorded lecture videos, but I will see to it that still we will be having our lecture, no, the online lecture. So we will still do that. And of course, activity sheets, no. I will be placed in the classwork tab of the Google Classroom. I believe that you are very familiar with you're already familiar with the appearance of your Google Classroom, no? Na ako'y gihatag diha nga na ako'y gihatag diha nga screenshot, no? That is actually the classwork tab wherein um diyan ko ilalagay yung mga materials na kailangan ninyo. Okay, sa classwork tab. So by the time you will open your Google Classroom, all you have to do there is check the stream and then you can proceed now to the classwork tab. Okay, for a while. Stay. Stay. Okay, that's it. And then class learning activities. You will be notified if there will be materials, especially activity sheets, that will be uploaded in the classroom. So, isa ko sa mga magme-message sa inyo through text messaging. No, I have a lot of time texting you. No, I will really text you, and then at the same time, you will receive notifications through email, and you will receive notifications also through FB Messenger. Okay, so meaning to say, most probably you can na klaro pa rin yung boses ko.
Yes, sir.
Everyone,
Okay
okay.
naman na, sir.
Okay. So you could actually expect na wala talagang hindi ma-inform, no? Because I will be messaging you through text, I will be messaging you through email perhaps, because by the time I will be posting something to your Google Classroom, it will be reflected through your email, and then of course through Messenger. Submission of outputs, this is very important since we'll be doing this online. Submission of output may be difficult to almost of you. Actually, starting last we s- the online classroom or the online discussion or the online delivery of classes started last semester, and then we actually acknowledge that all of you have problems on not just internet connectivity but also resources, like for example, siguro, perhaps I don't know if you don't have any laptops, and then if you have cell phones pero your cell phone is not smartphone or whatsoever. But then again, that is why we acknowledge that you really have a difficulty in submitting your output, no? But then again, hindi din pwede that we have to thrive on the things na wala tayo, because if we are to think na wala akong ganito, blah 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 and so on, we will not this subject is we will not be a success subject at the end. Okay, so that is why I told you kanina, I did mention about the term initiative. I really wanted it na makita ko yung term na initiative sa klaseng ito, because I want it na despite of the kakulangan or lack of resources, dapat nating mapagtagumpayan pa rin itong asignaturang ito. Okay. So thus, in submitting your output, you may use any means applicable in every submission. No, again, you may use any means applicable in every submission. So that is why I did give some portals for you to submit your outputs. No, just to alleviate the problem na, sir, I cannot send it through Google Classroom because po yung signal namin ay napakahina. Can I send it through Messenger? Sir, can I send it through your email? Sir, can I send it through blah 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 and so on. So I did give some portals for you to submit your output, just to submit your output, no? So para talaga walang rason na hindi makapag sumite ng mga kailangang isumite. Initiatives are very important, especially this time. For that, please make sure to read the instructions before sending your outputs. It is very important for us that if we really wanted to perfect at some point our output, we really have to read the instructions given. Okay, and then before you are to submit your output again, go back to the instruction kung tama ba yung instruction na comprehend niyo or na follow, because if you are doing the activity, because I actually still encountered that one, no, the instruction is ganito, and then that certain student, iba yung binigay na output, iba yung binigay sa hiningi ko, therefore nakakuha siya ng zero. Okay, and then of course cheating is a big no-no. Children, I would like to remind everyone, since matatanda na kayo dito, no? Kamo mga old curriculum, but still I really wanted you to be informed that by the time you will get ideas coming from the internet, napakadali lang po sa amin, no, sa aming teachers, na i-check kung authentic ba yung sagot ninyo. Di ba? So like for example, kung meron na akong katanungang
what is educational technology. No, I don't expect it for you to answer it with your own words. No, so ano po ibig sabihin, sir? So pwede lang po kami kumopya sa galing po sa internet at ilagay namin yan as our answer. You can do that, no? The word copy. But please take note, you have to acknowledge kung saang source nang galing yung sagot ninyo. Because you don't own that answer. Is that clear? Is that clear, children?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, this is educational technology. Therefore, we have to foster digital citizenship, as we call it, no? Kanang atong gipang tawag na copyright. Na hindi pwede na yes, no? Because by the time someone will answer, ang dali-dali lang po sa amin na i-check kung yung sagot ninyo ay legit or not, no? So lahat po ng sagot ninyo, ang gagawin lang namin, amo na siyang i-copy, i-paste na mo sa Google, di ba? Dali ra kaya na mo siya ma-check if that is legit or not. And then, if the answer is not legit, and then you did not cite it, you will receive zero automatically coming from me. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay. Next is the deadline. Sir, bakit pa po may deadline? Di ba po may pandemic? And then, sir, di ba po alam niyo po na meron, meron kaming problema about resources, somewhat like that. We have problems on internet connectivity. Okay. We still have to do deadline. It is because children, kung walang deadline, yung mga outputs natin, baka maabot siya next semester. Diba? So we still have to do deadline because we have to, as much as possible, we have to cover everything as much as possible. No? So make sure to read the instruction whenever there will be new uploads of materials. Modyo na ang pinaka-basic nga buhaton ninyo children. You really have to read the instructions given. Take note of the specific direction that will be given in every activity or quiz. Some of you might ask me questions, sir. Unsaon dining activity, sir? Before you ask questions from me, please understand first the instruction. Kung hindi talaga naintindihan, no, pagbalik-balik ninyo, naabta na mo 100 times, ug balik-balik og basa sa instruction, and you still did not understand the instruction, that's the time that you have to approach me and then ask me kung anong gagawin sa activity na yun. Okay? Do not ask an obvious question. So take note of the specific direction that will be given in every activity or quiz. In your classroom, the due date of the activity will be indicated. So nakikita naman natin siguro yan na meron talagang nagre-reflect na due date doon. And then please take note, children, if I will be giving you an activity, the activity is not good for a day. No, the activity is not good for 2 days. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya yung deadline na, okay, bukas isasubmit agad. Hindi. Because this is virtual, this is online, therefore, I will be giving you ample time to answer the activity and submit it. But perhaps I will be giving you 3 days or 5 days, somewhat like that. So nakadepende sa due date. Since bibigyan ko kayo ng ganyang length of days or time, do not please expect that right after that one, right after the day of the due date, naagyo na siya deduction. So ano po ibig sabihin ng deduction? Children, I will still accept late activities or late submission. No? I will not siguro copy some practices of your teachers na pag malate mo og submit, dili na dawaton sa yung teacher or tagaan mo niyag zero. So I will not do that. So I will still accept your output, but then again, you will suffer with the deductions. No, sir, why do we still have deductions? It is because we have to foster here fairness. No, yung iba kasi magsasubmit talaga before the deadline, 'di ba? So kailangan talaga natin ng deductions because if kung wala naman siyang deductions na bahala pa siguro unsang oras sa mag-submit mo. And I don't want to do it, no, like that. So there will be a 2-point deduction per day. So again, ang deductions magsugod siya pagkaugma, no? The day after tomorrow. Uh, the day after the due date. So mag-start na siya ang 2 points na deduction. Okay? So hantod sa ma-exhaust na siya, hantod sa ma-zero ang imong activity na. Okay. Klaro ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so klaro na siya ha, ang 2 points deduction. Sir, how about sir kung walang kuryente sa amin, sir? Okay. Daghan kay ko nang na-experience anang mag-submit og activity din. Sir, sorry po sir, na-late pa ako sir. Sana po i-consider niyo po sir. Kasi po wala pong internet sa amin, nawala po yung internet. I would like to remind everyone that the due date or the length of time given by your teacher is not 1 day. You are given 3 days. And why do it on the third day? You for that particular activity you will be given 5 days, no, to complete the activity. And why do it on the fifth day? Di ba diyan nata sa deadline maghimo. So kung sa deadline nata maghimo children unya na ay mahitabo, dili gyud ako na siya consider. So that will still be a deduction kung late mo. Di ba? Kay if you know, alam naman natin hindi natin alam naman natin hindi alam. Of course we cannot predict the power curtailment, no? Hindi natin alam kung anong araw, anong oras mawawala yung internet, mawawala yung ano ba yan, yung kuryente. Therefore, do not do things on the 11th hour. Ayaw siya buhatan ng deadline. Especially ka na mag-take og exam, kaya syempre online man po itong exam, ayaw mo pag-take sa exam, for example, ang deadline sa exam is tomorrow 11:59 p.m. Mag-take po mo sa exam kay alas 10 sa gabi. Unya, pag naay mag-error, so ma-pressure ang teacher na dili na ko modawat ana sa reason. Again, I will not consider reasons, especially the reasons kay gibuhat ninyo ang inyong activity kana ng last day na sa what you call this deadline. Okay? Do it prior to the deadline. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, for a while. Okay? I think klaro tayo dyan. Okay. So ito yung ibig sabihin ko ng mga portals kung saan pwede kayong mag-submit ng inyong mga outputs if hindi siya successful sa Google Classroom. But then again, children, please try it first sa Google Classroom. No? Sir, bakit kailangan talagang subukan sa Google Classroom? Why? It is because, remember, the instructions will be given sa Google Classroom. Therefore, I will not be using any form of class record, children. I will be using the class record of your Google Classroom. Since I will be using the class record of Google Classroom, it is very nice kung nandun na din yung mga outputs ninyo sa Google Classroom. Okay. Bakit, sir? Kasi if mabakante man guna siya, for example, na activity 1, pag hindi ninyo na-submit doon sa activity 1 kung saan dapat siya ilagay, of course, bakante na siya. And then, of course, you will be marked 0 there kasi wala mo kayo makita ang activity dito. Okay? So, automatic siya may mong 0. So, of course, again, I acknowledge your problems on internet connectivity or whatsoever. No factors affecting your being as a student, doing your things, doing your job. So, mauna nga, I have decided to have these portals. No, I have Telegram, I have Google Classroom, of course, your Messenger, and then the Gmail. So sa ato ang kuan, nakikita niyo pa ba yung screen ko, no? Ayan, nakikita pa. Okay. For the Telegram, all you have to do is to download Telegram. Telegram sa inyong mga Play Store or Apple Store, no? Pwede niyo na siya. And then, all you have to do is search my contact number. So that is my contact number sa Telegram, 0922073413. The good thing of your Telegram is that, remember if you are to send file to Messenger, na siya limit sa 25 MB. Tama? Have you tried? Nakatry na mo?
Hindi pa, sir.
Kung mag-send kayo sa Messenger na paglalagpas yung file ng 25 MB, hindi yan mag-attach. The same with your Gmail, no, kung imo na siyang i-email sa kuam, if the file size is beyond 25 MB, that will create a Google Drive link. Mahimo na siyang Google Drive link automatically. And if you are not familiar with Google Drive link, na wag na lang ninyo siyang itry. No? Kasi I have encountered once last semester, um, someone gave me a link no, sa Google Drive. Kay kung ano to, ang sinabit niya kasi ay PowerPoint at saka video. And then, of course, lalagpas yan ng 25 MB. So, ang ginawa ng Gmail, automatically, Gmail created a link, no? That is a Google Drive link. Kanya, siguro hindi niya alam kung paano iset yung link kasi kailangan siya iset. And then, binigay niya yung link and hindi ko ma-open. Okay? So, automatically, pag hindi ko yan ma-open, zero yan. Klaro?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's it. So that is why I propose Telegram because I think it could you can upload beyond 25 MB na file. So okay na okay siya. Okay. Next. Yeah, of course. No, Alice is the best policy and so on. Let's now proceed to the subject. So this course focuses on the development of learning packages by utilizing the latest information and communication technologies in their design, production, and use in the instructional setting. The students will experience the alternative process of instructional design, sorry. So it will expose the student to the multimedia applications in teaching by making use of the online learning environment, computer-based instruction, online learning activities like treasure hunts and web quests as avenues for both teaching and learning. So kailangan talaga ng laptop dito children because heads up, probably we'll be doing treasure hunts and then web quests. So you will be doing that one as your final output for this subject. Okay. Next, your grade. No? This is for lecture, by the way. I do not know kung meron, I think meron tayong mga estudyante dito na meron silang laboratory pero wala silang lecture. Or meron man kung meron silang lecture pero wala silang laboratory. Okay. But for those students na meron both, na meron silang lecture at laboratory, so this will be the computation of your grade. So for your lecture, you will be having 60% of your grade. And then for your laboratory, you will be having 40% of your grade. Again, this is for students na meron silang both lecture and laboratory. 60 sa lecture, 40% sa laboratory. Okay. Now, for the components of your, what you call this, for your lecture, children, we will be having individual output, group output, and major examination. Sir, bakit po wala pong percentage yung individual output, group output, at saka major examination? Because ang gagawin ko dito, total points ang basis ko, children. So wala siyang equivalent percentage, no? Total points lang na siya, and then divided by the total points. So yung score ninyo divided by the total points sa tatlong components na yan. So that would be your grade. And that is for the lecture. And for laboratory naman, the same pa rin. Ito-total ko lang yung total points ng individual output, ng group output, saka final output. No? So ang gagawin, points na makukuha ninyo divided by the total points of individual, group, and final output. Okay. And then sir, paano po namin makukuha yung grade? Okay, ang gagawin lang natin, kukuha lang tayo ng 60% sa lecture ninyo, and then kukuha tayo ng 40% sa laboratory ninyo, i-add natin yan, and that will be your grade for lecture and then for laboratory. Sir, how about for those, sir, na lecture lang yung kinuha namin? The same pa rin, hindi kayo magsi 60%. Ang gagawin lang natin dito, children, is your score your scores for individual, group, and the major examination divided by the total points, and then we will get the percentage. The same sa mga estudyante, ang kinuha lang ay laboratory. I-add ko lang yung mga scores na makukuha ninyo sa individual, group, at saka final output. I-divide ko yan sa total points ng individual, group, at saka final output. Okay? Questions? May katanungan ba?
Wala, sir.
Wala? Okay. So again, we will perhaps we will be meeting tonight, no? Ramadan pa maghapon, no? Sige, by the way, we really have problems no doing your so what you call this, your schedule because meron tayong schedule na 5:30 to 7. Okay. Siguro ang gagawin ko na lang for the whole month of Ramadan, we will not be meeting, but then again, you will be receiving materials na lang sa Google Classroom. So we will be having our live na lecture pag matapos na yung Ramadan. Okay ba? Is that
Okay.
okay? Okay.
Okay.
Sige. Okay, if you didn't have any questions, you may go out and see you around. I will be posting announcement and materials sa Google Classroom and then Messenger. Thank you for coming, everyone. Keep safe.
Same to you, sir.
Thank you.